I'm Negan. I'm not Eugene. I'm Negan.
How is Negan?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I haven't asked Jeffrey Dean Morgan what he feels about that, because
Multiple personality thing going on there.
Yeah, that's obviously Negan is an iconic character, and here I am coming in and stealing a little bit of his thunder. I got a buddy who doesn't watch the show, but he kind of keeps tabs on like if I'm alive or not. And he's heard that Negan is like the big bad guy, but again, doesn't watch the show. And he's like, so is everything good on the show? And I said, yeah, man, I'm Negan. And he's like, wait, what? I go, I'm Negan. Like, he has no idea
that doesn't
anything.
Register.
But he thinks it's like this bigger thing in his mind that I'm like Jeffrey Dean Morgan all of a sudden or something. I don't know.
Read a lot, and although even though my memory is not considered eidetic, I don't skim and I don't scrimp, and if knowledge just dropped a do, indeed pick it up.
Oh, you really are just some asshole.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, well, I was producing a syndicated radio show in America, and I was writing it and doing things like that. And the whole time I was kind of starting to get frustrated with the way the radio industry was headed in the town I was living in. So I needed an outlet, and I started doing stand-up comedy with an eye on acting. Like, I'm gonna act. And I got some national recognition after doing some stand-up, and decided it's time to move to LA and pursue acting. So I did that, and it basically knew that I could do drama, but only ever pursued comedy because that's my forte. That's, people know me as a stand-up comic. I did sketch and improv comedy as well. It's like, this is going to be my bread and butter. And it wasn't until I was in the second season I was on a sitcom, and we were in the second season, that I started thinking, well, I should maybe get with my acting coaches and let's focus on some dramatic stuff and see if we can't book a drama. And so we did that, and unfortunately, but fortunately, that show ended, which allowed me to then audition for The Walking Dead. First audition for a dramatic role, and that's how I booked it. And that's when I booked it. First audition. I told my agents, I said, let's audition for dramas, and they said, okay. And this was the first thing.
It's clearly the flow, man. It's
a little bit, but now it's interesting because now I have to reintroduce myself to people as a comedian. They don't. Yeah, okay. I think there's some humorous elements to Eugene.
I was going to say the timings, a few moments where you can pick up on that.
He's a funny guy to observe. I don't ever play him funny, but I see why people think he's funny. Yeah, sure. And but it's still one of those things where I have to like tell people I do comedy too, and they're like, what? And it's like, oh, okay, trust me.
First counting on us. We told her that you were going to help us, and she
Pump your brakes, Fred. Do not insult my intelligence, Frankie. Said pills aren't for Amber, said pills are for Negan. That's why he wanted to.
Yeah, I've never been to Dubai. I had a great opportunity to come out here and talk about The Walking Dead because Fox said, hey, do you want to come out and do this? And BN was very on board with that as well. And then we got to pair up with the Middle East Film and Comic-Con. And it's like, how great is this to come out and see, how passionate and fervent the fans are here. And, it's one of those things I kind of feel like we live in a bubble in America in terms of this show. Like, we know it airs internationally, but until you step outside the borders and you see how big the show is worldwide, do you really understand it? I mean, we were just in London and Germany last month. The month before that, I got to do a tour through Asia, and to see how crazy all the fans are for The Walking Dead is really exciting. And I'm starting to experience that. Even though I've only been here a few hours so far, I'm starting to see that people are definitely passionate about it here in Dubai as well. Literally, yeah.
Straight off the flight.
I threw on a new jacket and put some eye drops in my eyes, and here we are.
So, Dr. Smarty Pants, how do we keep them on their feet?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you have to do is don't accept not doing it. Make this the thing that you feel like you have to do. It's like it takes a while before you start making money at it. I think the trap is to think that in a couple of years you're going to be George Clooney or Brad Pitt, right?
It's just around the corner. I mean,
it's right around the
it's
corner,
coming
right?
up, right?
But it's one of those things that like those guys have been at it for 30 years, you know, and it's just now that they are at the level that they're at. But you have to build up a body of work. You have to keep pursuing it and keep pushing it, and you know, go where the opportunities are. So, you know, if it's London you want to get to, if Dubai all of a sudden has an uptick in film production, you know, stay here and
the last few years it kind of has been.
you start
Star Wars and Star Trek and
right,
there
you
is
start
more
to see
production.
more and more stuff here. So it's like this would be a great place to stick around and try and get on, you know, get representation and get auditions and just keep pushing it and pushing it. And the key is if you want to be an actor, you have to realize you're an actor whether you make money at it or not. So just get out there and be an actor.
Like it's a vocation as much as a profession.
Absolutely.
In that sense, it really is a calling. And
yeah, and it's, you know, I've done plays for free recently because it's not about the money. It's about the fact that I found this character interesting. I find this story interesting, and it's just getting out there and pushing yourself as an artist. And so that's all you got to do. You just got to stop saying I want to do this and go do it.
I'm Negan. I'm utterly, completely, stone cold Negan. I was Negan before I even met you. I just needed to meet you properly to know.
I mean, there's so much more I would love to do. I mean, there's the only thing.
top three that come to mind.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
want to work with, or
I mean, I would love to work with Wes Anderson. He's one of my favorite directors. Denis Villeneuve is one of my favorite new directors. I would love to work with him, and I would love to work with, you know, someone like Catherine Hardwicke. You know, if we're talking about directors, I would love to. I mean, just doing. Eugene isn't very actionable. He does, you know, this is an action drama show that we do, and Eugene doesn't get a lot of action time. I would love to do like an action movie.
Okay.
You know, a big fat guy like myself running around shooting a machine gun might be funny.
might be. There's a lot of
Might
scope
be,
for that, man. There's a lot of scope. That could
yeah.
happen.
Hey, be careful with that. Hey, you want to get burned by molten metal? Because that's exactly how you get burned by molten metal.
To Josh, the amazing Eugene, or Negan.
I'm Negan. I'm
Let's
Negan.
get that right. I might get ahead there. That's not a bad movie. Thank you so much for
Hey,
your time.
thanks, man. This was
Pleasure
great.
and an honor, my friend.